good.
Well, to see him
Glad
in pads on a day like today.
Yeah, and what's interesting is these 2 days we're going to have an emphasis on physical with some being smart since we're getting close to the first game. But a lot of these players won't be playing out there Saturday or Sunday, and so bottom line is this practice and tomorrow's practice is going to be the most physical we have until opening day.
Haven't talked to you since the game the other night. Your thoughts on how Lance performed?
Well, I saw obvious improvement, and that's promising because he does have a lot of improvement to have, but he's got all the tools and he's got the mental, and you saw that mental clicking in and adjustments that he hadn't made, let's say, as early as the week before. So that's pretty promising the way he played out there Saturday.
Obviously, you hope to never be in a situation where Dak isn't playing, but when you've got a talent like Lance, it's tempting to try to get him on the field in other ways, I'm guessing.
Well, of course, I think he's got his hands full at quarterback, and we might not be using him at defensive tackle out there for sure, but he might pass rush. You can't ever tell. But still, the issue is really after preseason is how does he get his reps without something negative happening there with Dak or, in this particular case, Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush is someone that I am real impressed with out here too, and he's had a great camp.
Does your level of concern rise the further camp goes along and CD isn't part of it, as with all this good work being done out here?
No, and I don't mean that to be insensitive to our fans or to CD, but we're in good shape there, and we are having our promising talks. Say, well, why you keep talking? Won't you do something? Again, as in anything, it takes both of you there at the same time. But I believe it's got the proper amount of everything, emphasis, importance for everybody involved here, and we'll see how it goes.
Not to put words in your mouth, but you're optimistic something will be done?
Well, I think I am, and when I say that doesn't sound too promising. The facts are that I believe we'll come together. I don't want to speak for him. That's what I'm trying not to do. But we wouldn't have offered him what we've offered him if he didn't want him to be here.
Anything in that regard for Dak and those talks?
Well, again, we're just continuing to talk, and the thing is there that since we're really in season, we're practicing, we're doing all those things, operating under his existing contract, which is really good. You know, one of the things that I would like for our fans to really understand is that 9 times out of 10, these are existing contracts that you have in place. And you should be able to operate under those. But we've gotten it now in the NFL. Other teams are dealing with it to where with time on the contract, you still might have a contract discussion, and that's what we're doing. But none of us, player or teams, want it to hurt the preparation or the likelihood of playing at your best opening day.
I missed what you said about the CD situation. Any update there?
Again, no update as far as any near. I think that, again, we wouldn't have be where we are with our numbers if we weren't planning on signing.
Right. Jerry, what have you seen from Zeke to say he's ready to play a season even if he doesn't play in the preseason?
Well, I think you, first of all, you see the power and you know what is there. He is the first one to tell you he wanted to get in better football shape during the camp. He doesn't need to learn how to hit anybody or didn't need to learn how to punish a defensive back or a linebacker. He knows how to do that. We don't need to see that. We know that he understands the system. He's very good at that. All of those things are there. We don't need to see what Dak can do in a one-on-one tackling drill out here. I mean, Zeke.
Jerry, what have you seen? How much does it help to have a guy like Eric Hendricks who's familiar with the defensive system with Coach Zimmer and being able to run that defense smoothly and effectively?
Yeah. Anytime that you can have some carryover from years past between a player and a coach, one that's got confidence, one that can say if he tells you to take that lead or read the offensive guy that way, read it that way. It works. Anytime you've got that in your huddle, you're advancing. And he lets us have that in the huddle. He's fresh off Zimmer. We've got a couple of other guys that have been in the same system that Zimmer coached. So that makes him have a real importance to the rest of the players because he's fresh off of being coached by Mike Zimmer.
What players have jumped out to you in this camp or have kind of gotten you excited that maybe even beyond what your expectations were?
Pointedly, I'm excited about our offensive line, and I'm excited about the individual players. I'm excited about the depth there. I'm excited about the youth there. All of that, and that's critical. It's vital to us to have the running game the other night. I know it was preseason, but I was impressed with the way we pushed around the team the other night. And not to take anything away from Oakland, but that was a good matchup for our offensive line there early. And I like the way we held ourselves accountable. So, but our offensive line is the thing that would come to my mind as what I'm probably got at front, but they're up.
Hall, the young man from North Texas who had the pick six the other night, mentioned that the last time he'd had a pick six was against somebody you know playing quarterback for Arkansas. Has he had the courage to bring that up to you yet?
I was there, and he doesn't have to. He has all of the respect that you could possibly have. I was and saw the pick six and died when he made the pick six, but North Texas State had a big day that day and came in there and beat the team that I love there in my alma mater, and just happens. It's great to have John Stephen having played on it, and Stephen having played there. So all of that is live and well, and now that's the fun part of this deal right here. And you talking about having a great moment is just to sit here and talk about that and think that it has evolved from the time that I walked out there as a young freshman at the University of Arkansas and get to be standing here today with you guys, Dallas Cowboys, NFL, and sitting here with a grandson's opponent talking about playing him. I think maybe I passed 30 years ago, and I'm up in heaven. I have been for 30 years.
You guys
On the other side, you were talking about the offensive line and feeling good there. Coming out of camp, an area where you still feel it's a little unsettled or you need some work to get it straight?
Well, I'd like to see us really be able to have our quarterbacking depth, and I guess specifically talking about 19. I'd like to see him get some more work in this weekend. That would be number one. I particularly, let's say right behind our offensive line for me, is I'm impressed with the way our secondary overall is playing. All the corners, nickels, safeties. I'm real pleased with where we are there, knock on wood. But and Diggs back, getting that interception out here today, those are all feel goods. But I like what we've got in our secondary, and frankly, I like some of these new faces in general, new faces that we brought in the defensive line. We're probably not through there in terms of a face, but be that as it may, that's an area that I like some of the new players that we brought in over the last couple of weeks.
Jerry, you guys are out here 5 weeks. This is as long as you guys have had a consecutive camp out here, since you started coming out here. What's the benefit of being here for 5 weeks? And what do you guys think you accomplished?
This is very much adding to the pluses of having our camp out here is to get more length. We are excited about getting back to be in front of our fans for a couple of days there in Dallas. But the fact that we're having this practice like we're having it today and tomorrow, the pads, the work we're getting in, this weather's allowing us to get that done and build off of the other weeks that we've had out here. So there's no question when we haven't played our veterans in regular season games and we've gotten to work them harder here at practices, and the weather's allowed us to do that.
Jerry, you took a leading role in bringing the NFL back to Los Angeles. How would you assess how that's done in the last 8 years?
I'm so rewarded for the NFL fans of Southern California, really. And the dominoes that took place with the Rams and the Chargers being in that fabulous stadium, and then, if you will, some of the circuitous way that the Raiders ended up in Las Vegas, all of that, had that all thought out, you can imagine. But still, it happened. And to have gotten to be a part of it in any way helped the NFL, helped fans. It made us have a better sport and a better league. So when I look then at the job that Stan Kroenke and what he has done to put that venue together there in Los Angeles, and then Mark Davis to step out there and do what he did in Las Vegas and work with the great state of Nevada, and they did really work with the Raiders to get that stadium built. They've maximized, they've got that town alive. I think it's one of the top 2 season ticket sellers in the whole league. That's good stuff. That's exciting stuff. And I look at it kind of more holistic than I do, because to me, where I am in Dallas, Los Angeles and Las Vegas are just a suburb there for me. But so it's all one picture for me out here, and I think it's the arguably, maybe since the days of Crazy Legs Hurst, since I wasn't around for that, but this is a real heyday for what the NFL is and football is. And I got to say this, I'm talking to the man here, Sam, that had as much to do with it as any individual. So this is a big day in LA for Los Angeles.
Jerry, a week away from cut day, what position groups do you anticipate having some tough conversations over?
Well, you can count your numbers. Receivers tough, tight ends tough. We've got some numbers in that secondary. So those are ones that are some people that we're going to have to really scratch our head.
Do you need to see any more from Trey Lance to have him on the 53?
Oh, we need to see, well, let me answer the first part. Do I need to see any more from Trey Lance? Can we stop there? And the answer is yes. Yes. He's going to be on 53.
Thanks for stopping, Jerry.